This is our second day of canning. I picked another whole bunch of beans this morning, and already got a few jars in there. And what I'm experimenting with here is jars that we bought in the store that had pickles in them or had salsa in them and that, and the tops look pretty good, and I'm going to see if pressure cooking them will reseal it and that. So the same procedure as you saw the other day, except I picked up a nice scoop, so I don't have to quite worry as much. And we leave about an inch of headroom there, and that. And then I take this, and there's to release the oxygen that may be around the inside, and that you kind of poke it down, and you'll see bubbles come up to kind of release the oxygen that's in there. And then I fish out the Tostitos top. And basically, like I said, gonna see if these cans will seal under pressure. And a kind of experimentation, because we got some responses when we did it the first time here. Use new lids all the time because the seal is brand new, and I understand that perfectly well. And that the availability of jars here, we're still looking for a location to be able to buy jars here. And that in the meantime, I want to do some canning and to be able to see here what some of these old jars, and this was kind of the experimenting I did before. These are old caps and that, and everything seemed to seal pretty good. We had 1 out of the 5 that didn't seal, but a good seal on this old. So I'm involving a meat in it and that, because that's a whole different ball game. And of course, plenty of beans left over here. Okay, that one goes in the middle.
Can I see there?
So,
oh wow, wide. How many here? 5,
yeah, 7.
6? Oh, 7.
There's 7 in there.
The water is so high.
Yeah, so yeah, it's over the tops of a couple of them here. It shouldn't hurt that.
What's the use here? That one.
That.
What's the use then?
The what? This?
Yeah.
Oh, I actually got 2 of these with the unit here. There's one that sits on the bottom. You cannot set the jars on the bottom of this thing here, because with that direct heat coming up right to the glass on the jars, you'll probably blow them. So this sits in the bottom and gives you, you know, a 1/4 inch to 1/2 an inch above there where the water's boiling or that, or you'd bust the jars. You know, that's just
just a steamer?
That's no, it's not a steamer, it's not nothing. It's just a tray that you set the jars on so they're not sitting on the aluminum surface on the bottom. So I got to put the top on here now. And what we do here, we kind of eyeball it off here, if you can see the gap here, because this is a no-seal container, and you basically want this gap along here,
label,
all the way around, and that, and then you do opposite sides. on tightening it down, check that gap to make sure you've got that gap, and then you want it on this side too. Always do opposite sides. Wait till you make contact. Okay, and then kind of turn them together. We're ready to roll here.
Where's your timer? Oh, what is that?
And that, so
The round one?
yep. And we'll be eating beans for
Oh,
supper.
what's that? You want to?
Yeah. And I have to wait now. As it heats up, the pressure gauge will go up to 10 pounds. Right here you can see 5, 10, 15, and 20. That's pounds of pressure because I'm just right above sea level. I'm going to do it at 10. If you're at a higher elevation, you know, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 feet, you've got to go with a little bit more pressure on it. And I've got a 10 marked in here, and that'll sit on there like that when we get up to 10 pounds. And she'll be heating now, so basically just wait and see. Okay?
Bye.
Hopefully you understand kind of what I'm doing here. And right now it's more of an experimentation. I'm not using new jars, new lids, and that. I'm using the stuff that we've purchased previously with pickles in it, with salsa in it.
Some came from outside.
Yeah, here's dills. Some people sent us, like these two here were sent to us from the States with other things in them and that. And again, I used the old seal on it. And I found out after doing this, because I've done this quite a few years, that that old seal works 2, sometimes 3 times, and then you're done. But yes, you're much better off throwing away those old seals and using brand new lids on everything that you can. That's almost a guarantee then that you'll get a really good seal on it. So we'll let you go for now and show you a little bit later probably the results here, because it'll be in the pressure cooker once I get that 10 pounds of pressure. 10 pounds of pressure, and then another, oh geez, it's been 25 minutes till it cooled down enough that I could take the lid off of. You want it to cool slowly, and that. Wait till the pressure gets back down to what they refer to as 0, and that. And then take the pressure gauge off. Okay. And then you might have to pry the top a little bit because it sticks on the inside rim here. Loosen your things and then you can open it up. I've already taken a couple of them out. And of course now comes the process of as they cool down, of whether the tops are going to pop here on these jars. Like I said, these are all previously used jars that had pickles in them.
I can see here the top pop out.
Oh yeah, you can see that all the tops are up.
Yeah.
From the high pressure.
Oh, everything's worked, Daile. Huh? Yeah. See the top here, bloated.
Yep, all of them are, and they should be at this point. As they cool down, we'll see whether there's enough of a vacuum in them to seal them. And hopefully, as they cool down here, you'll hear them pop.
This is the one Atilida sent us. Why you're doing that? Remove the ball or the...
Kind of curious. But you can tell here they're still boiling inside in that. So
yeah. Everything boiling. There's a bubble.
As they cool down, like I said, you should see them tops start to go. So we'll see if it works. Like I said, this was more or less just a test to see if old jars that had some really, the seals looked really good.
Wow.
On them, and to see if they would work. And the next round we'll have to use some brand new jars, brand new lids and that.
But we still have there plenty like this.
Yeah. So we'll have to see. Like I said.
This one you won't use anymore?
No, that's not a good lid on that. So it should be fine. And our jars from, 5 days ago when we canned are all doing good. All still sealed. And again, this was a pickle jar, like these two right here. And that, and sealed real good. So keep our fingers crossed that that's what's going to happen here as they cool down.
How many months will last?
Well, the recommendations of all canned stuff that you do yourself is a year, and anybody that believes that, they just want you to get to buy more stuff and that, and be able to use everything up. A point in fact, when I left Wisconsin and went to Montana, I had a jar of applesauce, a quart jar of applesauce, a quart jar of canned meat. I opened them 10 years to the day after they were canned. The applesauce was good, the meat was good. And so that gives you an idea of how long they last. Of course, we're in a different climate here. The biggest problem here is going to be the buildup of rust.
Yeah.
And especially for the tops and lids. So I'd prefer to leave the rings on here so that they'll rust long before the top will rust. But because of the humidity here and the salt in the air, that's about the biggest worry. Oh! I don't know if you all heard that, but we had one of them pop here, so we know one of them's good.
So that's sealed now.
Yeah. That's a good sign. When you start hearing them things pop, and I don't know if these tops will. I know this particular kind of top will. I don't know if these... Oh, well, yeah. Oh, there we go. They be popping. Yep. So
that's cool.
And that's just kind of an indication that, yep, everything so far has worked. We'll know when it completely cooled down, and then you kind of wait a day or two, because if they haven't, it takes 2 to 5 days for the bacteria that's in there in order to be able to cause it to blow up again, actually the top to come up again and start to spoil. It releases a gas in there. So a lot of times you can't tell the first few days. So we'll let you go. And thank you for viewing my videos, and we'll have more canning videos to come down the line. So appreciate you viewing the video and subscribe. Thank you.